This edition of MacVoices is sponsored by Smile, the makers of PDF Pen, PDF Pen Pro, PDF Pen for iPhone, PDF Pen for iPad, PDF Pen Scan Plus for iPhone and iPad, Text Expander Touch, and Disk Label. Find out more about all their great products at smilesoftware.com. Hi, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices at WWDC and the Alt Conference in San Francisco. We've just wrapped up the keynote, and I'm in the Alt Labs section of Jillian's talking to Dan Wood of Karelia about his reactions. Dan, what'd you think?
Well, so we just finished the keynote a few minutes ago. I'm stunned, but in a good way. Pretty much all good news. I was a little worried there were going to be some, major things that were going to throw a lot of time into it, but no, there's just incredible stuff. The guys that I was sitting at the table with, all of us are just really jazzed about some of the new features we have. We don't know how much of this is going to be exposed to developers yet, but there's just some incredible things with the continuity and just the level of integration with iOS and Mac. So I think there's going to be some good opportunities for us as developers there. I'm already starting to think about what are we going to do to Sandbox, what are we going to do to hit list to start making some of these, take advantage of some of these. The new Swift programming language it's trending on Twitter right now. I mean, it's a really big deal. I think all of the geeks here are just absolutely ecstatic about it. It's more to learn, but there's a lot of baggage that Apple has had to sort of keep adding to Objective-C and to Cocoa as the years have gone by. And I've been doing this for 10, 12, whatever years, and sometimes, looking through there's a lot of stuff they add, but they can't really remove anything because you need to be compatible with the older stuff. And this is a really good chance for them to kind of get a fresh start. And I'd love to just dig in and start. I don't even have to make my new project in the new language. I could just take one file and see what happens. It'll be interesting to see if Apple has any tools for helping us to convert automatically, or do I just start from scratch? I don't know. It's really exciting. I want to just dig in.
It was so fun to be in a room full of developers to sort of listen to the highs, and there weren't really that many lows. There were a couple places where they were afraid of maybe what was coming, but then it wasn't like, oh my God, you've killed my product. It was like, oh yeah, okay, I can see how that might work.
Yeah, I think there were probably a few people who got Sherlocked along the way, and following the Twitter stream, a few people worried about how is that going to affect them. But then sometimes I think there were some developers where they were given new opportunities because of the system integration. So I'm looking forward. We're going to be having the developer State of the Union, I think, in a few minutes here. Looking forward to kind of finding out what we're going to get to do. How much is Apple going to get to do, and how much do we get to play in their sandbox as well? But
So I realize that this is literally only about an hour old, but right. What do you think it means for the hit list? What do you think it means for Sandbox? Does it mean a lot of retooling, or does it just mean new capabilities?
I think it mostly means new capabilities. Something like the iOS 7 for all developers was a really big deal, and is taking a long time for everybody to get up to speed on that. I don't really see that as being a big problem with the Mac and even with the iPhone. I think we can add things in as they become available. Some of these third-party integration opportunities on the iOS are amazing, and I've already been talking to other developers about, we can do this, we can do that. So it's a lot of really fun stuff. I am just kind of drowning in the information right now, so I don't know how it's gonna settle, but I certainly see a lot of new opportunities. Yeah.
I think we all felt that way. It was very fast-paced. There was really no filler content. It's just like, okay, here, boom, 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 and we got a lot of information in 2 hours, solid.
That's right. We didn't need any new hardware announcements. I think we're all happy with what we have, and we're going to be busy just looking at what all the new things we can do with the software. Yeah.
For the folks that don't know you are Karelia Software, and we mentioned the hit list and Sandbox. Where do they go to learn about your apps?
Go to thehitlist.com or Sandvox, SANDVOX.com, or Karelia Software, KARELIA.com. We have a few other apps as well, Mac and iOS, and love to check it out. We have downloadable demos and so on. Yeah.
and I've played with Sandbox, and it's a great website building app. So go check it out, folks.
Thank you. Thanks very much for having me here. I'm glad to be your first victim here. I'm sure you'll be talking to a lot of other developers, and I think all of us are just really excited about what happened this year. Yeah.
It's great to have you. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks very much.
Folks, we'll have more from the AltConf and WWDC in San Francisco. I'm Chuck Joyner, and this is MacVoices. Visit MacVoices.com for links, show notes, to subscribe, to connect with Chuck on Twitter, app.net, Google+, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter, the MacVoices Dispatch, to stay up to date with all the latest MacVoices news from our front page or at macvoices.com/newsletter. Advertising and sponsorships handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com.